Hi, my name is Tom Darcy. I'm an author of Waiting for the Sheriff and Irish Tears, a Nation Betrayed. I've been called a whistleblower. Unfortunately, whistleblowers in Ireland are very few, and just like Maurice McCabe, we receive attention, unwanted attention, we're censored and vilified. Thankfully, my family haven't been exposed to the unwanted attention that Maurice McCabe's family did, and which is absolutely appalling and disgusting to consider that no arrests have ever occurred. When you consider John Wilson, how he was vilified, or Jonathan Sugarman. I speak the truth and write the truth, not from my perception, but what I find in government buildings and state offices. I report about overcharging, mis-selling of financial products, the billions that are being stolen on Irish mortgage holders. And you might ask, how do I know this? How can I prove it? I ran an ad on RTE for 2 months, offering free mortgage checks for 2.2 million borrowers in Ireland. The response was absolutely overwhelming. I received a tsunami of evidence. I was very quickly closed down. The company I represented at IBIG was targeted by the Central Bank of Ireland, claiming that we were a debt collecting agency. Ironically, we were exposing overcharging by Irish banks that they licensed. The FCA claimed we were operating in the UK and claimed we were a scam company. It shows you the extent the powers will go to stop the truth. You must ask the question, why? Why did they not want to report my first book that exposed ministers and TDs and judges? That book that the first Bishop of Mullingar, Michael Smith, came to me. He was the head of the Irish Bishops' Council. He had enough watching his parishioners, his flock, burying their loved ones. Day in, day out, hearing of families being ripped apart, the unity of the family fragmented, children cast onto the streets of Ireland. He had enough. He supported Waiting for the Sheriff. He was very quickly silenced too and forced to step away. I ran an ad on in the Wall Street Journal and USA Today, exposing the corruption of the Irish banks, how they operated without liquidity, insolvent, and traded in securities and wire fraud illegally. That too has an incredible outcome and an incredible story that will probably make a fantastic movie someday. But how does this affect you, you might ask? Well, if you're 18 and over and thinking of getting a flat or a house or any form of accommodation, it affects you. If you're a mortgage holder, it affects you. If you're a business holder, it affects you. If you're a student, it affects you. Because every person in this country is exposed to overcharging, to bank fraud. It's incredible to think that Ireland sustained almost 47% of the banking debt in 2008. 47% of European banking debt we're paying for through our temporary austerity taxes. Those taxes that deplete your pay packet, that reduce your quality of life, that every week, every month, there's an increase in electricity or fuel or gas. The cost of living keeps going up, so you have to scrimp and save and sacrifice more. Have you ever asked yourself the question, why? What are you sacrificing for? For who? For whom? The reality is that those taxes are paying the multi-million euro bonuses for criminal bankers, paying the golden handshakes and the €1 million pensions for these people. Our TDs voted to evict our own people. That is an incredible indictment to the people who call themselves representatives of the people. They voted to evict our mothers and children, our fathers. They voted to cast families onto our streets. These same TDs voted to give vulture funds tax-free charitable status, so they won't pay any tax at all on the billions of profit they're making from the assets that the taxpayers of Ireland purchased. And none of this is reported. Like my last book, and I expect this new book, Irish Tears, A Nation Betrayed, it's censored. Nobody will hear about it. And just like all the other whistleblowers in this country, the media, who are compromised because they received massive bailouts of over 100 million. You only need to look at the newspapers in Ireland and see who is behind them. We need to change this country. We need to change for our new generations coming, our children and grandchildren. Your quality of life, your family's life, is depleting by the day. I ask you to open your eyes, empower yourself, read my books, and find out what truly is going on in this country. And then when you are fully informed, do something about it. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below.